Good evening. Thank you very much for coming. When we thought of this date, how many weeks ago, it appeared, hi Jack, nice of you to join us, by the way. There was apparently nothing going on in town, and yet this evening there seems to be so much going on in town, so I want to thank each of you for coming out. When you're standing here and your name is on the sign, it means so much to be standing in front of such a great crowd and such a great cross-section. I greatly appreciate it. I want to start by thanking those who actually make this election possible. And it starts obviously at 32 Main Circle. I want to thank the kids, because when I was thinking about this several months ago, I asked each one of them, and alone, so there would be no pressure, and each one said, no, run again, it's fun. And so according to them, it's fun, so it is fun. And then, of course, I have my mother-in-law down from Maine, my brother-in-law, his girlfriend, and my parents, and my aunt Sandra here. Why do I mention these folks? Because it's that bigger family that makes this possible again when we're out and about so much. I know my parents are just 7 miles to the east, and they're always more than willing to step in and help in any way, so thank you very much. And then, of course, there's Hannah, who does, as most of us know. Hannah makes it all possible by doing all the work that makes me seem plausible. So as I'm drafting away on a variety of things, she actually pulls it together and makes it like the English language. And when I'm bloviating endlessly with an idea, she actually works it and makes it into something. And then, of course, there's someone with the big spreadsheet, and I'm not too much of a spreadsheet guy on how to track signs and so forth. So she again steps in. So she is the woman behind the curtain, yet the woman in front of the curtain. And I want to thank you very much for everything you do, Hannah. On a more formal note, though, I stood here 3 years ago in the same corner, in the same hall, asking for the people of Shrewsbury to support me in my first run for selectman. And after 3 years, so much apparently has stayed the same in our nation. We stand in a period of economic stagnation. We stand in a period where activities at Beacon Hill and in Washington seem to focus on things that really none of us see as being particularly important. And yet in Shrewsbury, the work of local government continues on a day-to-day basis. Through each election cycle, this one I've enjoyed my first 3 years. I couldn't have enjoyed it more on the board, most definitely because of the competent staff at Town Hall, but the unique makeup of our board. We've got a very good board. Mo was elected back when Calvin Coolidge was president. And John many years after that. And of course Moira a few years after that, and myself 3 years ago, and Henry just last year. So we have a great mix of personalities, professional background, and years of service. And I think it does make a difference. Through this election cycle, we see that the economy continues to sputter, and yet our town continues to work together in what I describe as the Shrewsbury model. Over the past 3 years, we've had a real partnership amongst the boards and committees of our town. Elected boards and appointed boards have come together and I think led our community in a stable, steady, and careful approach to serving Shrewsbury. Our town keeps true to the mission of local government, continues to provide a stable and thoughtful budget approach that continues to deliver high-quality local services to each one of us. I am seeking a second term to work with my colleagues to find that right path for our town's future once again. I'm running again to ensure that we look ahead and not just at the hot-button issue of the particular day. I want to serve 3 more years to continue that culture of our town of moving Shrewsbury forward. We do our work, we work hard, and we work together for the good of our entire town. Over the past 3 years, I've focused on the basic blocking and tackling of municipal government, while looking to the future and long-term needs of our town. We've achieved balanced budgets each year. We've not only created reasonable fiscal policies, but we have lived up to them. Our free cash is strong, our tax rate stable, and our average tax bill amongst the lowest in the region. When faced with the October snowstorm that caused almost twice as much damage as the ice storm, our board looked at the task before us, assessed our opportunities, and acted swiftly to remove that debris from our streets. We didn't waffle and wring our hands. We found an appropriate action and we implemented it. When faced with the eventual loss of federal and state stimulus dollars for our school department, the town manager and this board recognized that need and saw it as a real threat to our town, and made this first step in plugging that budget gap. Though a real challenge remains for this next fiscal year, I know that we'll all work together to seek that appropriate path forward. It's worth noting that while we have focused on the basics first, we've also accomplished much in the way of long-term planning and, excuse me, in action. This board's not just talked about the issues of greenness, which is such a popular item this day, but we've actually done something about it. Selco, serving as an energy services company, is undertaking the modernization of the systems at the Coolidge School and the Spring Street School. That will lead to long-term budget savings for our town. Additionally, through a community partnership led by the likes of Erin Canzano, Ted Coughlin, and my wife Hannah, along with colleagues and dozens of community-minded residents, the Sherwood Middle School was dealt with after years of state delay. Additionally, we will find an appropriate path forward for our public library. Our board is focused on the future of Shrewsbury. In advance of any definitive action by the United States Postal Service or the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we brought to town meeting articles that changed the underlying zoning for both large parcels, protecting this town from hundreds of housing units that could have been dumped on us in an unplanned fashion, something we simply cannot deal with. It's that out-front leadership that makes me proud to be a member of our board. In closing, I'm asking for another term as a member of your Board of Selectmen. I want to continue the work that we've started, and I need your active support. My challenger has a solid base of support, and it will turn out and support him actively. I need that help from each one of you. I need your help with sign placement. I need your help with a bumper sticker. I need your help in talking to a neighbor. I need your help in making sure your neighbors actually vote. The absentee ballots will be available in just a couple of weeks. I need you to do what you can, please, to get the word out. I'd really appreciate another 3-year term. I think the work that I've been part of on the 3 years makes me a worthy second term candidate. And with that, I thank you very much for coming this evening. I'd ask for your active support again on May 1st. Thank you very much.